platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, on Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos. Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, on Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
It is Mainland 98.3 FM. We are the sound of Lagos for sure. The music is good. The conversation can only get better on this side. Every time that I'm on the radio, it is Mainland FM. It is time for Autodoc. Just as the name of the show implies, Autodoc is that show where we talk everything automobile. And for sure, my name is JAYDAN, good guy, bad intention. As always, Diola Oluwabi joins me in the studio. But like they say, we make the rules and we can break them. Just gone by was the show Sabi Chef, and the anchor was Punja. Today on the show, it's a different feel entirely. You can take phone calls, and we're streaming live on our YouTube and our Facebook page at Mainland 98.3 FM. I'll repeat that more slowly. Mainland 98.3 FM is our YouTube link and our YouTube and Facebook pages. Check it out. Watch our live stream. And if you have questions or any comments, we would love to get them from that end. Diola enters the studio for sure. Today on the show, it is Autodoc in a different dimension. I'm JAYDAN, Diola is in the studio, and we're talking electric vehicles today. You can as well give us a call and ask questions in respect to your car. So I like to make myself the example every time. My name is Kunle. I drive a BMW M3 series, and I'm about to die. But that's it. I will never. No, I'm still just starting. Diola is in the studio. Diola, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jay. Good afternoon, Lagos. Good afternoon, Nigeria. How are you doing?
I'm alright. My car never won't kill me, no. I still feel like I enjoy them. But you can take calls. We can do. My name is Femi. I drive an Honda Accord. My engine has given up on me finally. Some people are so lucky. Their mechanics are their best friends. At the end of the month, he's calling you, Mr. Show. He's waiting for you to bring the car because he knows that you would always visit him. But on the radio show, what we do is simple. We try to engage you. We like you to get a second opinion. Like we always say, the best form of prognosis, right, that you can do on your car is something that you're, because like Diola have always insisted, your overeating that you've been struggling with for years could just be because of a bad radiator cap. And you would change radiators. Your fan, we don't feel them, but
they might even tell you to remove your thermostat.
You understand? Like my mechanic told me, that you drive a BMW, about your thermostat and you.
The thermostat is always the culprit.
And we have a guest in the studio, Dr. Sambinga Faleye. He's an electric vehicle expert and is an entrepreneur. Good afternoon, welcome on the radio, sir.
Good afternoon, Jaydan. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so Diola is the expert here, so we'll talk everything electric vehicles, right? We can change the dimension of the show today.
Definitely have another expert in the house today. So today's promises to be very, very enlightening and interesting.
Yes, so you're wondering, what's an electric car or an electric vehicle? It's a passenger automobile that's propelled by electric traction motors using only energy stored in onboard batteries. There are different types of electric vehicles, including battery-powered electric vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, and fuel cell electric vehicles. So the question we ask most of the time is, I'm coming straight to you, Dr. Faleye, for a country that we're still battling with electricity, and these days the conversation around CNG, around electric vehicles, I'll hear people, so they'll ask you, how many Teslas do you see on the road in Nigeria? Whilst I was growing up, the first set of electric vehicles that I probably know, my dad used to have a friend that worked with Mercedes. So they had this A class. It's not A class. That small Benz. I tried to buy that car. I tried to buy that car, but dad told me that I'm a pocket, baby. but you are the expert. I saw your car. I'm sure it's an electric vehicle.
It is absolutely.
It's a beauty. It's a beauty on wheel. In a country as diversified as a country in the third world like Nigeria, which is still struggling with many things, are we prime for electric vehicles?
Excellent. That's actually, I think, either the first or second most common question we get.
Exactly.
We are absolutely ready for electric vehicles. We would not be here doing this without understanding that. So the good news is we are definitely ready for electric vehicles. So it's understandable. We in Nigeria have suffered chronic trauma from lack of electricity. Therefore, everybody's really traumatized, and they're worried, we don't even have light, but where is the EV? But a few simple facts I'll tell you. Number one, our smallest electric vehicle, you can charge it 0 to 100% capacity in 4 hours. But that same vehicle will also charge 0 to 80% in 2 hours. Okay? And that vehicle will go 300 kilometers. Now, if you're driving in Lagos, for example, Lekki to Oshodi, back and forth, 25 kilometers each way, that vehicle will go 10 times.
Lekki to Oshodi.
Yes.
That's if it's fully charged.
Yes.
10
yes.
times.
10 times. So and then the cost of that full charge on that particular vehicle, and everything gets better from that, is about 3,000 naira. So we feel that our role is to inform the public that we don't consider ourselves saviors or messiahs. There's only one, but the good news is here. Now let me also tell you that our data leads us to believe that at least 50% of Nigeria's population have access, now wait for this, to 12 hours of electricity a week, not a day, a week.
That's cumulatively at least. So I know they get light at all.
Yes.
And I will get 12 hours.
But I said 50%. Now the data is actually better than that, but I just keep it that way.
Okay.
What that tells you automatically is 50% of Nigeria is potentially an electric vehicle
Market.
customer.
Yeah.
So we just have to think about these things. The problem is we have been so chronically traumatized in Nigeria from electricity. Once anything electric comes up, people just shut up. But you cannot get shut off from your savior. You have to face it. So that is that. Plus, the other problem is now every Nigerian is a NEPA company
On its own.
So a company on its own. So but yes, so when you start looking at it this way, you start understanding that this is possible. Now think about it. If you have that vehicle and you can charge the car 0 to 80% in 2 hours, right? And you can fully charge it in 4 hours, because the fastest charge rate is 0 to 60 and then up to 80. That tells you that even if you want to run anything upwards of say 8 to 10 kVA generator, how much petrol are you gonna burn in 2 hours? And you can charge the car. Now you are free. Now you are free to. The only thing is you cannot charge the car directly from your generator. You have to power up a charger and then use the charger to charge your car. So, but again, we are happy that we are able to be in a position to educate the public. So that's one of the most exciting things about coming back home and being able to tell people, because it's shocking to me that I've driven electric vehicles now 12 years at least in the US and now in Nigeria, going on almost 2 years now exclusively. And I don't see why other people are not benefiting. I see people lining up in gas stations, and it's personally heartbreaking for me.
Okay, Dela, do you have a question? I have a question, but Dela.
Okay. I think I have a couple of questions.
I'm sure you're an expert, so I want you.
Exactly where I'm going. I want to ask that question from an expert point of view.
Exactly.
Let me ask you from a layman point of view. Like,
okay.
Yes, a potential EV vehicle
subscriber or customer.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, from what you said, looking at it, how efficient, how valuable do you think electric vehicle is?
Okay.
In a country like ours.
Yes.
That you can think about the sustainability.
Yes.
The ruggedity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me use that word to get it. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are asking now the second and third to fourth most commonly asked questions. So these are valid questions. First of all, an electric vehicle is a very highly efficient machine. Okay, it's the same reason why you are not powering your iPhone with petrol. You are powering it with the battery that you charge. Electric vehicles are highly efficient. You have maybe no more than 40 to 60 moving parts versus 2,000 plus in a regular car. Therefore, the opportunity for the car to break down is much less if you just do the math right there. But these cars are extremely efficient. How are you going to power this vehicle? I already told you that that's our least efficient vehicle. There are vehicles that are 500, 700. We have one model that is 900 and battery 900 kilometers on the charge. And we now have technology that is given extending beyond that when you now start talking about solid state batteries. So these are very efficient. And then one of the commonest questions I get is people say, what about hold up? Listen, electric vehicles have one of the most efficient air conditioning systems. You remember now that if you are buying an air conditioner in your house now, you are not likely to buy one that is not an inverter AC.
Yeah,
exactly. So these are electric inverter air conditioning systems in these cars that burn very little, and they're very efficient. And think about it, the space inside a coaster bus is not any more than most people's living room. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So can you imagine the space inside a car, a Camry, a Mercedes-Benz S-Class? So that already starts telling you how efficient this. Now, I did a test in Ghana because people were so baffled, and I'm going to do the same test here. I actually ran in one of our models, the EV30. It's a very similar car to the Toyota Corolla in size, between Toyota Corolla and Camry. I ran the air conditioner 72 hours straight. And it's straight. I put the air conditioner on just to show people. I know the car can do this, but I had to demonstrate this to people. 72 hours straight, and after that the battery was not even depleted more than 30%. So feel free to be in hold up for 72 hours straight,
which is not possible.
Okay, well, if that is the hold up you wish, you would be okay in an EV. So that already tells you these cars really consume power when they are moving, because it has to move the mass of the car, the weight of the car, and the occupants and the load. That's when the battery is depleted. So what else do you need in a hold up? You need your AC, and you need your radio and your phone or whatever. Well, a car radio is nothing but a glorified iPad or glorified tablet, right?
Okay, so it really takes any charge.
Exactly.
But they kill battery for a normal vehicle now.
Yeah,
exactly.
So what I'm explaining is that, you see, because we are a country that has just unfortunately suffered so much trauma, anything electric, we just run away from it. But again, by the grace of God, we're not going to run away from our Savior, and that is what the electric but we have to educate people and let people know this.
Okay, it is Mainland 98.3 FM. We are the sound of Lagos for sure. It is Auto Doc on the radio. My name is JAYDAN. It's Adeola Oluwabi in the studio. Don't forget, we are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube platform. And we have a guest on the show today, Dr. Sam Bingafale. He's an EV expert and entrepreneur. We're discussing electric vehicles. It's not our usual kind of the conversation. Normally we allow you to bring calls up and trying to solve your issues, but sometimes it's also great to hear different perspective in respect to how we should run our automobile. So a question before Deola, who is the expert here, would ask you. The conversation around town most times would be, I understand how efficient, environment friendly an electric vehicle is, but the EVs that we have on our roads are extremely expensive.
Exactly.
It is difficult to get. I know a few cars that are electric vehicles in Nigeria. Even in the office, okay, there's a BMW i3 image source.
Okay.
There's a Honda Clarity, Tesla, Kia, and yours, right?
Okay. Well, I've heard that so many times that it is starting to it is starting to settle, and it is actually it is not a fact.
Okay, so and
I want to quickly start dispelling that. So as you know, we now assemble electric vehicles in Lagos, in Ikorodu. I don't want to turn your show into a marketing commercial, but people can look us up. But I'm the CEO and chairman of the company, and our vehicles, as at today, if you want, again, Nigerians have to understand there are problems you have from Tokunbo. If you want to compare my car to a Tokunbo, we're gonna be divergent. We're not gonna agree, because first of all, a Tokunbo car is a car that has used its whole useful life, and then we carry them from the US, from Europe, or wherever, and then we let it start a new life here. By the time you are in a Tokunbo, you are already spending money on that car before it even gets to you, right?
My case at the moment, I have a Tokunbo car that I'm fixing.
Okay, so people tend to say, oh, I bought the car 5 million, but they don't count the 10 million they have spent over the last 2 years servicing.
Okay, call us back.
But I want to dispel this, because the vehicles that we have, because we are manufacturing them here, are very comparable to internal combustion engine vehicles. So in the past, I wouldn't mention names, but we have selected these vehicles, worked with the manufacturer, our partners, and we are an OEM ourselves. So we have vehicles that match very much the same vehicles you're seeing on the road, and you will never buy gas or petrol. And these cars don't have oil change every month or every 2 months. In fact, the only oil we're changing on this car is every 7 to 12 years, is a grease in the motor. That frees you. I know mechanics don't want to hear that, because now people but there are other things that you can do, so no panic. But having said that, we have vehicles that are very comparable. Actually, now we are able to deliver vehicles into the market cheaper than the comparable internal combustion car that is new.
Okay, so
that is new.
Okay.
It is not our intention. Nigeria has fallen into this situation where we have to depend on these cars that have been used to the end of just because of the financial situation. But it's also hurting us, because now people who should be manufacturing, young men who should be having jobs, developing our transfer of technology, developing the sophistication of our manufacturing, so that people can. So we've used the stopgap measure of, say, just bring in Tokunbo. Meanwhile, we should be manufacturing these cars in the country, and that's what we are trying to do. But again, a Tokunbo is, you just cannot compare. Our car is a brand new car. Not only that, we are also an OEM. Anything you expect from any of the major brands, Toyota, Mercedes, Kia, Hyundai, BMW, you're going to get from us. Which means you buy our car, you're going to get warranty. 100,000, 3 years. We have repair shops, right? We have trained technicians. And one of the proudest things that I can tell you is we have already trained about 18 certified electric vehicle technicians just waiting, that have been under our. We have fully employed these people for going over a year now. We have trained them. These are already certified mechanics. So everything you expect from any other
the big names
you're gonna get from us. So one of my friends told me, I can just go to China. I said, fine, you can go to China, import the car. Not only will you pay massive import duties, then you are not gonna get warranty, you're not gonna get service. And for our ride hailing and mass transit, we have already existing charging plans. I don't know if you have heard about this, but there is a mall. I don't want to turn your show into. There is a mall in Victoria Island that has a parking lot. Everybody knows. We are already installing chargers there, and we plan 50 chargers there. 50. Palms. We already have an agreement with them. There are some parking lots at Tᴏɪᴜᴛ, Ikeja. So this is not a joke for us. This is something where we have been on the ground for 4.5 years just planning.
But Dion, as an electrician, critical questions that I'm sure you work with cars all the time, and I'm sure you understand the inner workings. In layman time, you are in wire.
I actually want to go from the technological part of it now.
Excellent, yeah.
So now, speak about the technology part. Your own EV vehicles. Can you categorically tell me what function they have, considering like lane departure, talking about the parking assist, talking about having the radar sensor and all these things. Are they equipped?
Yes.
With technologies.
So the way I'll explain it to them, electric vehicles tend to have much more technology on board. The same reason why your iPhone 15 Pro has more technology than your iPhone 3. Exactly. Not only that, these cars have even automation. Now, the center of gravity for electric vehicles is Asia, China in particular, right? There are 250 electric vehicle manufacturers in China alone. That is the center of gravity, just like Britain, Italy, Germany were for internal combustion. That is how it is for. Now, those cars tend to have more levels of automation. Now, let me tell you this. The EV I brought, my driver is still, I'm praying for him. But when I drive, the car drives itself.
Oh, that is driving.
Yes. But my driver, I'm still praying for him because he doesn't trust it. So I tell him, look, I do this all the time. So get down. I will drive and I will keep using this automation until you believe in it. So again, think about it. If you have a Lexus, a 2024 Land Cruiser, it has so much onboard lane departure, all this technology you're talking about. Yes. You may not find those things on a Matrix, right? On a Toyota Matrix. The difference is that one car is, less expensive than the other one. Okay. So the more expensive the car is, the more technology it has on board, right? So it's the same thing. So I have vehicles that are $170,000. Now this vehicle is still cheaper than a G-Class, by the way, and these are amounts that are actually the delivered price, not that you pay that and start paying duty. When I bring it to you, that's the price. But those vehicles have even a drone. It's available. That's the next level in car security. A drone which takes off from that vehicle and can survey your. Okay, but so when you're talking about technology, I wanted to quickly go nuclear with you so that you understand. But we do have cars that are specifically for mass transit, for Uber, Bolt drivers. They're not going to have all those things, but they have enough that is considered basic in the developed parts of the world that we look at. All these vehicles have digital, they have state of charge, they can tell you a lot about your battery. A lot of them are Internet of Things enabled, which means there's a lot we can track. Real time. So even what is considered basic. Now, if you buy a Toyota Corolla, don't let me hit on them, but they're my competitors, so we are competing. but if you buy one of those vehicles, a Toyota Matrix, it's not going to have any of those things. So anytime you buy an EV, expect more, just because it's an EV. And don't forget that electric vehicles are the attempt of automobile mechanical engineers to develop a better product. They say, okay, these cars break down all the time, we have so many moving parts. Then the whole idea of electric vehicles started developing simply to get a better product. Now we have a product that is more efficient, more environmentally friendly, and then you also have a product that is packed with technology that is useful for you, and you have a product that doesn't take you to the mechanic as often, You don't even go for oil changes. So there is a lot of good news, but again, I am so proud that we can bring this good news to my people. This is the proudest I've ever been almost in my life, because I spent all these years abroad and I discover, okay, I can bring this to my people.
Well, we'll be waiting for you to bring it, and there's a commercial department here, and they'll be waiting for you also to bring so much of it. Definitely. And we don't mind having you often on the show.
Definitely.
We'll definitely have you to talk about EVs, right?
Yeah.
Time. We have to go.
Yes. But look, all I can say is watch out. There's a lot you're going to be seeing on all the platforms very soon. We have a factory that is started production. We have a showroom that is getting ready to be opened in Victoria Island, where you can come in and experience an EV, look at the EV, touch it, feel it. You know, Nigerians are not going to order EV from brochure.
We need to go on it.
So you can see the EV, you can touch it. We're going to have test drive events.